Shalom, shalom, Yahshua Allah. I want to start off first things first, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bashan, Rakadash, which in the Pele Hubu tongues, creating as the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to you, sister brothers, living this truth. And shalom to brothers and sisters that's listening and studying, show themselves approved. Shalom. And this is going to kind of be like an add-on to the camp, basically going into the distractions that Esau is running on the public right now. And lately he ran a big time distraction because they got a big move they're trying to accomplish, right up under the public's nose. And it started with this situation. And as we run through this, Lord willing, I tie in all the things, you'll see why they ran a story about a dang submarine going to see the Titanic, and it ran on like every major news outlet. Everybody was talking about it. Like one show I seen even had a ticker on their air to go out. And, we don't know if it's true or not. They say it because the Simpsons had a whole episode about this. So it looked like a big old psyop. So whether it was true or not, it accomplished what it was supposed to do, was to distract the public to something way more nefarious that Esau got cooked up. So to give you a quick rundown, if somebody was under a rock and didn't hear about them talking about this dang submarine. And it was like a deep sea submersible carrying 5 people on a voyage to the century-old wreck of the Titanic was found in pieces from a catastrophic implosion that killed everyone on board. The U.S. Coast Guard said on Thursday it ended a multinational 5-day search for the vessel. During this time with that submarine, that's all you've seen on the news. It was so bad, people was coming to me at the job talking about, man, what you think about if they can't find no people? I'm looking like, man, I don't give a damn about no billionaire Edomites. I'm like, I'm looking at the time like, man, if they don't find them, good. The world a better place. But see, that was a distraction. And the key point of this, they want a submarine thousands of feet in the ocean to visit the Titanic. And then Esau shouldn't have did that, because what he did was make me research the Titanic and the whole situation was going on right now. So check out what Esau's doing, Yahshua. So when you go and you look at the Titanic, right? The Titanic sunk in 1912, right? Now, in 1912, the next year, 1913, guess what went into play? The Federal Reserve went into play. It became matter of fact, let's go get a new tab to show you, for all my visual people. The Federal Reserve came online in 1913, a year after Titanic sank. See, December 23rd, 1913, the Federal Reserve came to be a central bank in Babylon, America. And that gave the Ish people, you got to pay them before you print off your own money. Basically, they took over the country with that move right there. And they used the Titanic going down, everybody mourning. That was like, I'm looking at that. That was like one of the first psyops that started running on the people. Everybody said Titanic went down, then they did this. And then the people that opposed the Federal Reserve, guess where they was at, Yahshua? They were on the Titanic. They were on that ship when it went down. So now I'm looking like it was no coincidence that ship went down. And check out what I found out when you look deeper into it. See what I got. No, not that tab. When you look at who owned the Titanic, see, me, Yahshua, I look into things. And see, now we have the internet. We got smartphones, so it's easy to do your research now. That's why there's no excuse to be in the dark or be in the seat on nothing. So check this out. It's that the Titanic was owned by American tycoon John Pierpont Morgan, whose company was the controlling trust and retained ownership of the White Star Line. Woo! So now, doing the research, I found out, now I know what JP Morgan stands for. Now I know dude's name, John Pierpont. So he owned the Titanic. That was his ship. They went down. Guess what? He's part of the people that instituted the Federal Reserve because he's an ish person. So now it should be all coming together for you, Yahshua. And then you look up now. Check it out. So all this ties in together, right? So now we just had that story of a submarine, you know, implosion down there. They trying to check out the Titanic. I think they paid like $250,000 to go on a raggedy submarine. They said the submarine wasn't even like high tech or nothing. Like it wasn't really rated to go do that. And they got on there anyway, you know, just being foolish. You know, if they really did get on there. And it imploded, allegedly. And where they was trying to look at the Titanic. That's why the Titanic now is going viral again. So check it out. That happened during that situation, right? This devil was paralleling the same thing. 'Cause what's going on right now? What's going on right now? Right now, show you something. Now we just seen that JP Morgan owned the Titanic, right? Because that was their ship. These people just died looking at that ship. So check out what happened to JP Morgan. JP Morgan Chase hit with a multi-million-dollar fine for deleting 47 million banking records. What? Ain't nobody talking about that. They just talking about the submarine. Oh, the submarine went down. But hold up. This bank, this is one of the most biggest banks in the world. This deleted 47 million accounts or emails. So let's read it. It says the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, which is the SEC, just hit JP Morgan Chase with a $4 million fine for deleting about 47 million emails, including business documents sought by subpoenas in at least a dozen regulatory investigations. So that's why they running this story and got everybody running worried about a dang submarine. These devils got caught up. They was getting investigated. They done deleted 47 emails about, you know, business documents, which we already know they was doing some foul stuff. You already know they was, you know. So that whole submarine thing was a big time distraction. To have everybody look, you know, mourning the loss of some billionaires. Meanwhile, they over here deleting accounts, all they fraudulent business practices that they do, because that's what they do. It's that the emails, which were erased by JP Morgan's broker-dealer subsidiary, were sent between January 1st, 2018 and April 23rd, 2018. And that's a lot of emails. Think about 47 million. According to the SEC, the purge happened when JP Morgan's archiving vendor was troubleshooting the issue with the emails that were supposed to be deleted back in 2016. I thought you ain't supposed to be deleting banking records. That's on file. You need to check that stuff. We need to do the numbers. But look at JP Morgan. They're like, nah, I don't need you to look at my numbers. They telling their people delete that. Why? Because they're doing fraudulent stuff. You know? So the SEC says the deleted documents are hindering the agency's effort to conduct a series of securities-related investigations. This devil's hiding his crimes. In at least 12 civil securities-related regulatory investigations, 8 of which were conducted by the commission staff, JP Morgan received subpoenas of documented requests for communications which could not be retrieved or produced because they had been deleted permanently. Covering his tracks, man. All great criminals do that. This isn't the first time JP Morgan has been fined by the SEC for neglecting to properly preserve its own digital records. Back in 2021, the banking giant paid $125 million for failing to keep track of his employees' email and text message communications. And in 2005, the firm handed $700,000 over to the SEC for failing to retain email sought in regulatory investigations. See, at that point, man, I'm like, you really need to get rid of that bank. This bank is fraudulent. At that time, JP Morgan said it had completed an internal review and established systems and procedures to ensure it would comply with records requests in the future. And we see that was a lie. This devil, all he do is lie, 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 lie. And can't nobody hold them accountable to it until we get Yahweh Shah to come back in the mix, because these devils, they own the court systems. They own the CIA. They own the FBI. They own the judges. So they can do all the crimes they want and nothing's going to happen. But yet, the Lord is allowing us to get the information to get out to know that they fraudulent. You know, fraudulent banking habits is what JP Morgan is now, you can see, known for. And they needed a story to cover up, you know, the dirt that they doing. So they like, don't worry about all these emails we deleting. Man, 5 people just died in a submarine, man. More than that. It's sad. Coming to camaraderie about that. Talk about it. Because it ran on every major network, man. That was a big psyop, a big distraction. Because what's about to happen, Yashra? Let me show you what's about to happen. Let's go back. Let's get this back up. Guess what's about to happen, man? All this makes sense. Bam! The Federal Reserve announced a July launch for the FedNow service. So the Fed, where we at? We in June 26th. The FedNow about to come online. You know, so they got to run a distraction so they can run this up under everybody's nose. But see, the hopeful elect, the prophets, we all on it. Like right now, I can't use my Cash App anymore because my bank doesn't accept Cash App no more. So now I guess they trying to force me to use the FedNow system. And they're going to do everybody like that. That's why the dude that owned the Cash App got murdered not too long ago. You know, they have to get him out the way so they can run this system. So they got all the distractions, talk about the NBA, all this useless information, but yet the real news is not being talked about. I feel like they're not talking about the FedNow enough and how much it's going to dominate people's lives. Nobody's talking about JP Morgan and all those emails they deleted with all those fraudulent banking habits. So all this is happening to set up the central bank digital currency, because that is going to be the new monetary system they use to enslave the whole world, because it's going to go digital. So you see the FedNow's coming on in July. You know, I don't know what day they're going to launch it, but it's going to come on, they said, in phases, you know. So what that devil did was he laid a snare or a trap to get the public's mind to focus on some foolishness while he's in the background doing all this dirt, getting this beast system into play. Man, the image of the beast is now coming into play. The central bank digital currency coming into play. And see, if you subscribe to a Pastor Porkchop and you in Planted Christianity, that pastor ain't gonna talk about the information I'm talking about right now, because they ain't on it like that. So all you brothers and sisters should be very happy that you subscribe to this truth and that you are now connected to a wise counsel. And the Lord got us like, man, we on Esau, like, you know, watching him like a hawk. Like, this devil can't do nothing. So I'm looking at this like, why are you running? Why should I care about some billionaires in a submarine? What you really doing, Esau? You know? So then he got me to look, and I'm like, oh, the FedNow coming into play. Oh, JP Morgan deleting banking records. So let's get to the scriptures on this, because it's very biblical what's going on, what this devil doing, because that's the beast system getting his image and coming into play. And that's the devil laying traps and snares for the public, because I had people at my job come to me like, man, what you think about? They're gonna find him in the submarine? I'm looking like, man, all this stuff going on, you worried about that? So Esau controls through his media, which is like witchcraft. He controls the public's mindset and what they should be thinking about. And it's like mind control when I really think about it. Because it irritated me, everybody kept talking about that. I'm like, man, y'all ain't even talking about real stuff. Like, we got digital currencies about to come into play. What about that? I hope they find them, all the little Edomite women. I hope they're found safe. And then when it happened, I just can't believe they died. And all that stuff. So check it out. This Psalm 64:5, and it reads, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commute of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? So that's that look over here. That, like, that little fake I used to do, you tap them out on the show and they look over there and then you pop them on the other side. That's what Esau doing to the public. You like, look over here, worry about a submarine going down. Then over here, he deleting banking accounts, emails, getting the FedNow system on the play. He over here doing diabolical things. And the public ain't paying attention, and that's them doing it in an evil manner, because that's like you faking the public out. They're not being transparent or honest. Man, they running a big old psyop on the public, man. And they did it to me. That wasn't like wise to do it. Like, they like thumbing their nose at the public as if we ain't gonna tie them dots together. Like, why you had them go down and look at the Titanic at this time? When you've already did this scenario before with the Titanic going down and you put in your Federal Reserve Bank. Now you had some people die looking at the Titanic, and now you're gonna put in your digital FedNow service. The FedNow is run by the Federal Reserve Bank. So they ran the same game plan they did, dang near 100 years ago? Same game plan. Didn't even like tweak it or change it up or nothing. I'm looking like, boy, these devils is crazy. So they say, man, who shall see them? Man, Yahweh Shah see your snares and traps. And because he see it, hey, he put the spirit on us for us to see it as well. And what are we doing? Hey, like a good watchman, we telling, the hopeful elect, the sheep, like, hey, man, get ready, man. This devil is doing this. He's getting ready for this to happen. So that way we can be prepared and we don't get hit with a sucker punch, because the public gonna get hit with a sucker punch, because they don't see this coming. They not paying attention. So they come in, they Fed now. I don't want Fed now. I want Cash App. When y'all put this into play? They be like, we've been talking about it for a minute. Fed now, or you don't have nothing. So they probably gonna get rid of Apple Pay. Everything's gonna be about the Fed now, system. They're gonna get everybody used to that. Then they're gonna bring in the CBDC, digital currency, and then they're gonna bring in the MOTB, that micro CHIP, and hit the people with that. They're gonna do it in phases. That way they get people to do it, they ain't gonna hit them all at one time. They're gonna do it in steps. So they ease them into it. Esau, he easing people into destruction. He be looking like, who gonna see that? Who gonna see me? Let you know this devil is arrogant, he's proud, and his wisdom is gone. Because I'm like, you should have been more slick about that. So let's go to Proverbs. Proverbs 15:3. And it says, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. See, these devils, they don't believe in Yahweh Shah. So therefore, they thinking they slick. Ain't nobody gonna catch on to be doing this. Ain't nobody gonna see that. I'm gonna slide it right under their nose, and they gonna go for it, which most of the world will. But the whole select are not. Because we see you, devil. The Lord see you, we see you. The Lord see everything. Like they said, Esau in the minute gonna know how Yahweh Shah gets down. He gonna know that. He gonna know how the Lord get down. Because we about to, hey, Lord willing, we get that spiritual power. We're gonna show this devil, like, and then we gonna bring up everything he did. We gonna tell the devil, like, man, we seen when you did this, you did that, and bam, we gonna deal with them accordingly. Because we ain't missing it, man. We keeping notes of all that wickedness the devil is doing. So let's go to Proverbs 12:20. It says, deceit is in the heart of them that imagine evil, but to the counselors of peace is joy. So that let you know Esau, he does everything deceitfully. Like, look over here, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna get this to you. You're gonna break the treaty, break deals. Like, these devils are no good, man. Because like the scripture said right there, they imagine evil all day long. Like, these devils got all the resources in the world, all the money. They could be doing good for the people, but they're not. They're doing harm to the people. They're looking to put a device in your body. Transhumanism. The MOTB. That's the devil's plan. He wants to do something evil to the people. And particularly to the children of Israel. Like, that's his number one target. Because he knows who we are. The majority of our people don't know who they are. That's why the devil can just spin them around, poke them, and do whatever you want to do to them, because they haven't opened their eyes up and their ears to who they are. And we got to call Halam Yahweh Bashmi Shah that we have. So we looking at this devil's moves, and we not going to fall for it, man. Like, I see you setting your little beast system up, devil. I'm up here making my provisions so I can sidestep it. Like we kept saying in the camp, man, the prudent man, foreceive the evil and hide itself. So we going to see this thing coming. It's not going to hit us by surprise, because the 2/3 going to get hit by surprise. Like, they not paying attention. They always caught up on the distractions. They always caught up in the circus of things. Us, we always looking behind the curtains like, man, what strings you pulling? Why are you putting this on TV? Why are you talking about this? And that's all it takes for you to consider it. And then when you look into it, you can see the devil's dirt. Like, oh, okay. Your Fed now system coming into play. Your digital currency coming into play. We see that. So, like, it's gonna be real easy, Lord willing, because like that scripture said right there, man, hey, to the counselors of peace, because that's what the house of David is joy. So we got our popcorn out. I'm taking this thing with joy. Like, man, thank the Lord that he allowed me to receive this wise counsel so I can see what's going on. I ain't lost like these people. The people at my job and my family, they lost. They come to me with story, man, they fall for the okie doke that Esau pull out. And then you can't tell them, to look into it or don't do that. You don't know what you talking about. They doing this, they doing that. I'm like, man, all right, fall for that 52 fake out if you want to. No, I'm about to do this. So that's what that devil done did, man. It just wowed me that he ran the same scenario with that Titanic. Like, I didn't even know the Titanic was funded by J.P. Morgan. I didn't know that bank been around that long. They said the Lord is bringing more wisdom, not to understanding, to the hopeful elect, to better know who these devils are and how they operate and who they are. Like, I now know what J.P. Morgan stand for, you know? And they ran the same scenario. Same scenario. And now I'm looking like, okay, the Fed now is coming in. They're going to get us used to that. Then the digital currency is going to come in. They're going to get us used to that. And then when that MOTB pop out, that's when we got to draw that line. Like, nah, I'm not getting that. I know what that is. That's the MOTB. They're going to try to tell the public, no, it's not. They even got camps telling people, no, it's not. So what's going to happen to them people? They're going to receive it. Then they're going to feel like dummies because then they're going to realize what it is and it's going to be too late. So we got to go all praises to Yahweh Bashiach Shah for, sending us this truth. Therefore, we're not in the dark. We're in the light. And we know what's going on. Like, like the Lord is just filling me up with more and more knowledge every day of this devil's moves that he make. His little psyops. It's like we getting advance warning before destruction hit on what's about to happen, Because Yahweh Shah is the spirit of prophecy. And prophecy like before it happens. So we see it. Which I might end off with that. We can call it a day on that one. That Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. And that's true. All our people that's simple, don't know the Hebrew Israelites, ain't paying attention to what's going on, don't know what's going on, they about to be punished for that. It's going to be a penalty for that. Hosea 4:6 say, my people perish for lack of knowledge. But see us, we foresee the evil that Esau bringing. And we're going to hide ourselves. We're going to hide ourselves under the wings of Yahweh Bashiach Shah. According to Psalms 91. That's where we're going to hide ourselves at. And that's going to do us well. Lord willing, we're part of the hopeful elect. So I just want to bring this out because this really wowed me. Like, man, that's what that whole submarine, people dying looking for the Titanic, that was all about, man. That was just a big distraction so the devil could set up his beast system. And we like right here, like we dang near in July. So it's gonna be right in our faces, man. And the public, they gonna like, once they come to their senses, this devil gonna have the Fed now already running. Banks are gonna be issuing out. You're gonna get an email. We running the Fed now. And they gonna feel like, oh, no, I didn't vote for this. I didn't ask for this. And it's too late, man. He run it up under your nose. So with that, man, I hope this has been edifying. I want to say Kwam Yashar Allah, detailed by Bob. Shalom.